most important visual in my presentation. Three-dimensional, animated, programmable, adaptive, biological, and chemical power. What is it? So, me. Nice picture. I'm going to leave it up here for you. How do you become an effective visual? Well, first of all, you free yourself from the three shackles that bind you to this podium. And the shackles are the need to hit the button to change the slide. Get one of these remote slide changers. They're really cool and work. The second is the need to stand beside a microphone. Get yourself a lav mic. And finally, the need to read notes. Learn your presentation well enough so that you don't need notes. Now, with regard to mics, my advice is to use a mic anytime you're going to be any larger than a classroom. And the reason is it gives your voice more resonance. So I'm going to turn mine off. You can hear me perfectly well, okay? But when I turn it back on, there's this resonance, this godlike quality. Move for yourself in the shot. Move purposefully. You notice I do a lot of moving around. I tend to do it randomly. I shouldn't. But generally, the rule is if you're going to make a really important point, move to the front of the stage. If you're going to make a different point, think about moving to a different part of the stage. If you're going to make a point at the slide on the screen, move to the screen. What does that do? Remember we were talking about perceptual and information processing machinery? Your visual cortex activates to movement. So if I'm standing up there, stationary, I'm not activating your visual cortex. I'm not creating what's called cortical arousal. Please don't tell your friends that you experienced cortical arousal in this presentation. They may not understand. Be enthusiastic. I tell them, take the level of enthusiasm and energy that you use when you're talking to your friends one-on-one, and when you're on stage, move it up one notch. Don't go overboard, of course, but move it up one notch. And you'll see, if you ever perform on stage, or if you're ever standing beside the stage actor, you'll see that they do that. They move everything up one notch. Their gestures are broader, they're more emphatic, their voices are more energetic, more expressive, enthusiastic. It helps project the information you want to get from this plane of the stage out into the audience. So be enthusiastic. Make eye contact. This is an old piece of advice, but it's still valid. Make serial eye contact around the room. It maintains a rapport with your audience. Interfere with the screen. I'll talk about laser pointers later, but if you're going to make a point on the screen, walk to the screen, make a point on the screen, put you there. Neglect makes the screen wiggle. Neglect the screen. After you made your point, don't stand there and talk to the screen. The screen's not your audience. Move back, talk to the audience. I'm sure you wanted to know what this one was. When you give a talk, you tend to be a little anxious, you tend to be a little nervous, so you tend to draw your gestures, draw your body in to protect your organs. It's an instinct. Make your gesture broad, expansive, inviting, engaging, so that your audience feels that you're more accessible, you're freer. Gesture, neglect the screen, don't protect your organs. Gesture effectively. And I'll show you some gestures later. Gestures do two things. They do one thing for your audience, they do one thing for you. Studies have shown that when presenters gesture, the audience sees them as more open, more engaged, more interested in getting their information across than if they don't gesture. For you, gesturing is part of the communicative machinery of your body. It has to do with your activating your motor cortex. And so studies have shown that when people gesture, when they're giving talks, they tend to be more expressive, more articulate than if they're standing there or if they have their hands on the podium. So gesture effectively. I paused for 10 seconds. It seemed like an eternity, I'm sure. Pausing does several things. It makes it possible for the audience to absorb an important point that you're trying to make. It emphasizes that point. When I paused, it meant that that was important to emphasize. Pauses also wake people up in the back of the room. Did the guy die? You know, what happened there? Is he okay? So pauses, it's odd that negative sound has a positive aspect to it. So most of the time when you're going to talk, you think you need to talk all the time. Not necessarily. Think about pausing.